Alright, so it's Daniel playing another game with Gift Storm. We won their die roll. This is 3 lands. I mean, it's got a cantrip. This looks like a fine hand. So we'll keep it. Okay. Let's see. So, man, that looks good. So with this Gifts Ungiven, we have the means for a in hand for a turn 3 kill. It just depends on what the opponent is on. Flooded Strand pass. That sounds not very good. So here we risk a lot of things running Goblin Electromancer out into a Flooded Strand. The first thing that comes to mind is obviously getting spell snared. This could be like Jeskai, and then they just bolt it. I think the reward is high enough that we can just go ahead and throw it out there, but maybe not. We have, depending on what we draw, like if we could draw a Manamorphose or something, we could still win next turn, even without casting the Electromancer this turn. It is troublesome. But I think we really need this Electromancer to be alive. So, the reward is high if they don't have any answer to it. Sure, like we would win the game if we untapped with Electromancer and they had no answers or no way to interact. But there are too many answers in Flooded Strand colors to like bank on that. So we'll just pass. So we are playing Azorius. Yeah, this looks like just a typical blue-white control. And that is absolutely fine. In fact, oh man, I think that because they spreading seas that we don't technically have the means to go off. If this was a brawl, we could go off, but that spreading seas literally makes it to where we cannot go off unless we draw a red source. If we draw a red source, we still can't go off, I guess. Yeah. If we draw a Manamorphose, no, there's not really anything that we can do here to still be able to go off, I think. Well, there's the Manamorphose. So I guess I should sit here and think about this. So I could play Goblin Electromancer and then have a blue and can't cast anything. So I have to cast a spell before that if I want to cast a spell after Goblin Electromancer. So what I could do is cast Desperate Ritual, have 3 red, cast Goblin Electromancer using the island, have 2 floating, cast Desperate Ritual, go to 4, cast Manamorphose, go to 5, draw a card, cast. That's still not enough to go off with gifts. You need 1 more mana of some sort, which we have a draw from Manamorphose. But then we could cast Past in Flames, have 2 left. Desperate Ritual, go to 6, 7. Maybe that is enough. So let's do that then. I think we can go off here and get a turn 3 kill. So let's try to. If I got the math wrong, so be it. I'll have learned my lesson. Okay, so 2 left. Come on, baby, let's be flashy. If we draw any kind of ritual or Metamorphose, okay, yeah, then we definitely have it now. That's the game. And gifts. Alright. So, Pyretic, Desperate, Metamorphose, Grape Shot. Poor opponent got to play Spreading Seas and then died. That's no fun. Okay, so I'm going to put Desperate Ritual on top, just to add some extra mana. Alright, let's cast Past in Flames. Yep. Let's go through the motions. Cast everything here. Might have been better to cast Grape Shot before activating Past in Flames, but there's not much that can be done regardless. I guess I can just Grape Shot here, Noxious Revival, it doesn't matter. I could do it 1,000 ways. I'm just going to go ahead and Metamorphose. Grab Desperate Ritual, Grape Shot you for 21. Sweet, turn 3 kill. Cool. Well, that had to feel really unfair. So in the matchup of blue-white control, we bring in the counter spells. We bring in Echoing Truth, just in case we get like Leyline of Sanctity. Take out the Remands on the play, especially. Empty the Warrens plan is probably not the best plan. I don't think, especially just blue-white, Blood Moon is worth it. I don't think so. So we'll avoid that. Pieces of the puzzle, I don't know if Pieces comes in. I know it comes in against grindy decks, but I don't know if it comes in against control. Personally, not sure. But, so I'll just omit it for now. Take out a Sleight of Hand. And I'm fine with taking off a Ritual because we're playing a control deck, so we're going to potentially take a long time here. So, might as well just... I think it's fine removing 1 Ritual if you're facing a long game. And this hand's fine, so keep. I guess I just run out the island. Echoing Truth, Desperate Ritual. I almost want to keep Echoing Truth because there's so many things that are crux of this deck and that Echoing Truth would solve. But if we do that, we're not quite preparing for the future. We do have a Serum Visions and a Sleight of Hand, so we have plenty more like draws and fixing and stuff. So maybe we just go ahead and put that thing on top. I'd love to have it for just in case. So many games devolve into how far can I dig to try to find my echoing truth, so I can get rid of this Rest in Peace or Leyline of Sanctity or whatever, Ruined Halo, and stuff like that. So um, I would love to have it chilling in my hand for just in case. Alright, so when you have a sleight of hand and a Serum Visions you want to cast, you always go with the sleight of hand first, because you don't want to have to accidentally top your cards and then have to ship one of them away with sleight of hand. Cool, Swan Song and a Dispel, so we've got plenty of backup, but we need like combo pieces, rituals, and stuff like that. I almost want to keep this Goblin Electromancer because I feel like Brawl, just having one creature is not insurance enough. The Spire Bluff goes to the bottom, but like I guess this should definitely go on the bottom because we don't really have anything to sift through our deck anymore, and we need to find something that we can keep cantripping or finding pieces of the puzzle. Not specifically the card pieces of the puzzle, but pieces of the combo puzzle. So here, like it's not crazy to like throw Baral out there maybe, because you can also just dispel whatever they plan on using on him. I'm not against it. However, Baral is our only reducer in our hand, so like we do get to loot if we dispel something, but there's not a ton of incentive to go ahead and run him out there. I mean, we're not going to win next turn, so I guess we just pass the turn. And I guess this Swan Song, I would not mind hitting this Ancestral Vision. So now they've got Cryptic mana up. That's not very good. Oh, come on now. We got some issues with MTGO here, freezing up. Come on now. There we go. I don't know why it's acting like that. There we go. Excellent. So now we have to be wary of something like Cryptic Command. I certainly would not mind countering a Cryptic Command, so I wouldn't. Let's see if we can bait out a Cryptic Command. Probably more likely to bait out a Spell Snare. Something that is interesting that I've been going back and forth on. I really like the singleton of Noxious Revival. I've been sold on the Noxious Revival, but I see a ton of incentive for Apostle's Blessing and protecting your reducers because it's free once they're on the field. The utility of Noxious Revival has really sold me. I don't think I would feel right running both, but I am I'm always on the fence. I really would like to play with Apostle's Blessing, but I don't feel like I would want to run it alongside um, alongside of Noxious Revival. So here, I mean, we get a land out of this. I think I'm totally fine with just letting this happen, because yeah, that's totally fine. I want me a land anyway. That's why he's on the field, is to give me mana. So so two more counters left on the Ancestral Vision. Which I think we are going to Swan Song. Something that we could do technically is something like cast Past in Flames just to use the Serum Visions or something, because we have two Past in Flames. I'm not against that, but I think that it could really bite us in the ass because they could just counter it. But I think next turn we wouldn't have an option to, because we really need to keep up Swan Song for, and then potentially Dispel to counter their counter. We're gonna fight over this Ancestral Vision. So I might as well try it now. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it now. This could very well be a bad play, but I'm gonna go for it. If they want to counter it, that is just fine. They should probably wait until I cast the Serum Visions and then counter that. But I think they're going to counter this Past in Flames. Spell Queller. Now that is not something that I saw coming. Damn. So our Past in Flames is going to get exiled. That's pretty funny. That's actually really cool too, though, because if we Echoing Truth the Spell Queller, we can just light our graveyard on fire to start flashing things back, and then still have extra mana. So I'm kind of fine with that. So I think my plan here, barring something strange happening, is to wait for this Ancestral Vision to go off, attempt to Swan Song it. They will probably try to counter my counter, and then I'll dispel that. Otherwise, we're not really doing anything right now. Huh. Empty the Warrens. Yeah, I think we just hold off here. And then after that, we can untap and attempt to Echoing Truth the Spell Queller or something like that. Gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. How worried am I about this? Not as worried as the Ancestral Vision. So let's go ahead and let that happen. Yep. I'm gonna try to fight over this. Let's see if they try to fight me too. Hopefully it's not another Spell Queller. Negate and wield dispel that. Let's see if they have another answer. I don't think we can answer 2. Well, I know we can't actually. Okay, cool. So we successfully fought over the Ancestral Vision. They still have 5 cards in hand, so it's not that big a deal, but... And what I'm tempted... Ooh, Electromancer. Ooh! So that... We gotta think about how that affects things here. They got 4 cards in hand. One of them is not very likely a counterspell. For some reason they... Well, it could easily be a Cryptic. Maybe they had Cryptic in hand and not enough mana to cast it last turn, and then they played the land main phase. So we could easily be staring down a Cryptic command. Goblin Electromancer. Something that we could do is cast the Goblin Electromancer. They potentially Cryptic it. If they do, we can cast Grape Shot, kill the Spell Queller. That lights up the graveyard. And then we can cast, I don't know, Serum Visions or something. I guess I'm fine with that. I don't know what... There are a lot of lines here, and I'm definitely not sure that that one's the best one. This is a very complex tree of decisions in front of me here, so... if he lets this resolve, which it looks like he's not going to... Okay, looks like he actually is going to let it resolve. I think what we do is we Desperate Ritual, see if he tries to kill Goblin Electromancer. If he does, I can use Echoing Truth to bring it back to hand, get the 3 mana, so I have 4 mana left, cast Desperate Ritual, have 2 mana left, and then I'm not even quite sure. We could Grape Shot to force Past in Flames to light up the graveyard, Desperate Ritual from the graveyard. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's see what answers he has here. Okay. I'm curious what this means. So we have 5 mana left. We can cast Past in Flames for 3. We can also Grape Shot right now and kill Spell Queller. So I've cast Desperate Ritual. Let's see. So we could try for this Grape Shot to kill the Spell Queller. Another thing we could do is like try to... No, I don't know. I guess let's try to kill the Spell Queller and see what happens. You might allow this to resolve and then counter the Past in Flames. always mess this up. Am I able to cast this now? Yes, I want to cast it. Okay. Is he going to do something about this Past in Flames? Yeah, it looks like it. So here's the Cryptic. So what we can do now is let this resolve. Is there, I guess the only thing we can do now is let this resolve. Cast Past in Flames of our own from our hand. Cast Desperate Ritual to get 3 red. And then cast Empty the Warrens and just bank on having 16 goblins carry us with them not having a Supreme Verdict. That's a tall order. That's a very tall order. Is there anything else we can do? Anything else? I don't think so. We could just cast Empty the Warrens and keep up Echoing Truth. Maybe save Goblin Electromancer. Yeah, this is fine. This is gonna have to happen that way. Cast Past in Flames from hand. This has been a complex decision-making tree here, and I'm definitely not sure that I made the right choice. But there's not really anything we can do here except for Desperate Ritual into make 16 goblins, and that's what I'll do. Force him to have a Supreme Verdict. If he gets a Supreme Verdict, I guess we're still not totally dead, but it's certainly not looking good. We'll find out what happens. Is he just gonna... Oh, he's... Okay, Serum Visions. That's a good sign. He did not jam Supreme Verdict. Snapcaster on what? Serum Visions? Ooh. Digging hard. Okay, okay. What's he doing here? Draws a card, bottom, bottom. Woo, that's what we like to see. Okay, okay. Totally fine with that. Attack with all creatures except for Electromancer. Sounds great. Something we can do, we could potentially Past in Flames and then Grapeshot the bird. I don't think that helps us enough to even think about doing that. Come on. Yes! All right, it worked. I can't believe it. Oh, that was a fun series of games.